Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Anne, and on my channel I review foreign international content. And I had to jump on here and go, oh my god, I hope you're all watching Extraordinary Attorney Woo. Oh my god, this started yesterday and I just put it on. I'm like, what is this? And I was just like hooked. Oh, and we have Park Yoo-bin, and she is like incredible, fantastic. I know we loved her in The King's Affection, but in this one, she is killing it. I mean, she is so good. Oh, I love this. I love this show so much. I'm actually like, I can't believe we have to wait another week to see the next episode. It's so good. Anyway, for anybody who doesn't know what this is about, it's actually about a lawyer who is autistic in the spectrum disorder, who's being played by Park Yoo-bin, and was diagnosed when she was a child. She never talked, doesn't like touch, and just the father knew something was off, takes her to the doctor, and the doctor is like, your daughter is autistic, is what we're thinking, and she may never talk or anything like that. They come home and this neighbor is fighting with the wife and her dad is involved. I don't want to give everything. I want you to watch because it's so good. And she's so upset with the fight and she starts talking. First of all, she's never talked before. And then she starts spewing law information that grown-ups should know. She was at home, has been reading encyclopedia, everything on site, and she's a genius. She is a freaking genius, for lack of better words, right? So the lady who was being attacked by her husband was like, wow, she can talk, maybe she'll become a lawyer. And then she ends up becoming a lawyer. So that's her when she's older. Now, what makes this really interesting is the fact that if you've ever been around somebody who's autistic, obviously their behaviors, that kind of thing. If you don't know, you may be like, what's going on? I love that she introduces herself. This is my name. I love her name, by the way. Her name is Wo Young Wo. And then she goes, it doesn't matter which way you say it, it's the same. Wo Young Wo, right? And she introduces herself. I'm autistic on the spectrum disorder. So if you see me acting a little bit different, it's because I have this condition, right? She just puts it right there on the table. So when you see her acting different, you know why. Like when she comes through the door, she has to count like 1, 2, 3, 4 before entering the room. Everything has to be organized. If you've been around autistic people, they love everything. It's particular how they do things. If she's eating, everything has to be in the same way. I mean, but it's done with respect, but it's so funny because the way she responds to things, and then now she has to be a lawyer. She's been hired by this firm and she has to go present a case. And I was just like, okay, how is this gonna go? And even the first time when she went, she actually was so nervous. She couldn't talk. It's like the judge is like, is Attorney Wo here? And she wouldn't say anything. But I love how she's a genius. Like when whatever case they're given, because she reads everything and she is sharp. She's like, what about this? What about this? And the other lawyers are just like, oh my God, I have never even thought about that. But it's so well done. I love it. And then the cast, oh my gosh. It also has some of our other favorites. It has Kang Tae-oh. It has Kang Ki-young. So these are other Korean actors we've seen. And oh, what a fantastic script. It goes fast because between the cases that they're dealing with. So if you love anything that has to do with law, very interesting. Like it so happened that her first case became about that woman that used to be her neighbor, and you have to see how she solves this case. Oh, I was just like, let's go. She was so good. And then the second one was about this girl with a wedding dress that ends up being ripped during the wedding, and she wants to sue everybody in sight. And let's just say there's father and daughter issues there. And then the way she resolves the issues and also appeals to the human heart, so good. And by the way, her chemistry with the actor Kang Tae-oh, oh, Their chemistry is so good. I love that one section where she has to go through that revolving door, right? And she just doesn't know, how do I get into this revolving door? It's the things that we take for granted that people with autism, that can be challenging, right? And so then the character of Kang Tae-oh comes and says, look, it's like dancing. Think about it like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then they jump in there and then they're revolving around this door and they look like they're doing the waltz. Oh, I love that scene so much. That was so nice. And then the second episode, when they had to go do research at the wedding hall, and she ended up dressing in this beautiful dress, and he looked at her like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And then the lady was like, isn't she beautiful? And then she says, did you fall in love with me? And then she's laughing. The mannerisms are to die for. I mean, just endearing to the end. I love that they're putting, you know, a person who has autism, because we have these people in our society, and showing how they're also useful and normalizing it. I just love it. And so far, the law firm she's working at are very respectful, and I'm glad that she introduces herself. She's like, look, I may act a little different, but don't. I mean, she's a genius. Even one of the lawyers was like, she beat us all in class, is to drive us crazy, just crazy. And then she's got the love for whales, which is the other thing too. Her dad was like, now look, when you go to work, don't talk too much about whales. But it's weird because whales have become like her friend, and it's almost like when she has like one of those, like, you know, bulb moments, she sees the whale and she's like, wait a minute, I think I have something to say here. It's almost like the whale shows up, and then all of a sudden her brain is just like on fire. Anyway, I had to jump on here, and I'm like, if you are not watching, you are missing out. You are going to have FOMO. Watch it and thank me later. It is so, so good. It is good. I can't even wait for next week. I loved it so much. An hour went like that because it's very well done. I'm loving it. And I think it's one of those, like, if you miss the first episode, you could watch the second episode, because every episode seems to be a different case that they have to solve, but it's following her life. And and her dad, such a nice guy. But kudos to South Korea for also, you know, putting out autism and people who have autism, and you know what they do, that kind of thing. Just love it. Watch it and thank me, okay? And join me next week for episode 3 and 4, because I love it. I just love it all. Anyway, as usual, if you do like my video, give me a like, subscribe. It does help to support my channel. Let me know down below, did you see it? Did you see it? Isn't it good? It's good. It's really good, right? Thank you so much. Deuces.